Okay, this is going to be a short little video to show you how to get started with Avenza Pro. So I'm going to start off by starting the app. And what it will pull up will be a couple of different pages. You can show the My Maps, or you can have a layer page, or you can go to the store page. And the store is where you would actually find maps if you were just using this on your own. The maps can be sorted geographically, or they can be sorted by names as well. You are free to look at these and use these. Just know that you shouldn't be using one of them for your assignment. The BLM Campbell track map, which is free, is one that has been used historically by students to practice with. But there are lots of other maps too, and of course you can also import a map as well. So you do that by going back to My Maps, and then once you're on My Maps, you're going to click the plus button, and then you're going to download or import a map. And the place to do this is go to Storage Location, where you should have put a zipped copy of one of the project maps that I have shared with you on Blackboard. And you should put that probably on your Google Drive. That's where I always put mine. I have a whole Avenza Maps folder on my drive. And if you scroll down this, you should be able to eventually find, or I should be able to find, things like my Eastchester map and the UMed map and things like that. And then you'll be just downloading the whole zip file. So don't worry about that. Just click on the zip file and download it. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I already have a map up here. And so I'm just going to go back to the original page here, and I'm going to click right on the UMed map where I am. So now here I am on the UMed map, and I can scroll around, and note that there's a cursor right in the middle of the page. That cursor is going to be important because that's what is going to be used when you are going to add some detail, drop a pin or something like that. You can see I have one pin dropped over here, and it shows my location near my office over here. Let's imagine that I want to put a pin someplace. I can go over, and what I want to do is I want to get that cursor in the place where I'm going to drop the pin. That's where it's going to be. It's not going to be on the blue dot. Now, sometimes they'll be matched together, especially when you're walking around. But in this case, since I'm sitting still, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to put it here. And then to drop a pin, I'm going to go down here and click on this. And then it's going to add it as a pin. Now it adds it for me right now as tree number 2 because I've set up a form already, as you will be doing to do that. But I wanted to show you just right now that you can change the color of this if you want to. You can put in a description. It tells you the location. And then there's a place for attributes later. We'll be worrying about those in a little bit. You can also take a photo and put it here if you want to as well. But when you're done, you can just hit that check button and it should appear there. You can then click on that, and then it will show you that tree too. And if you click on it again, it will bring that place mark back up, and you can edit it if you need to. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I do want to show you that down below, there is an area called Map Layers. If you click on Map Layers right here, it will show you that I have a place mark and a line on this layer already. And you can add new layers and make one active and another inactive if you want to by changing that on the map itself. But I'm going to go back here, and the next thing that I want to show you to do is how to draw a line. So well, there are actually 2 ways to draw a line. One is if you go down here to this little hamburger menu and click on it, you can just record a GPS track. Now I can't do it again because I'm in my office, but if I click record GPS track and say start tracking, then what's going to happen is it's going to follow me as I walk around, and that line will appear over time as I walk through the parking lot. The other way to do this, go back to that menu right there and click on draw and measure. And once you've clicked on draw and measure, you have to use that vertex right there to get things. But see, I'm moving that vertex, and then I click on it. It actually made a little bump for me on the phone, and I can move it to another location here, and I can click it again, and I've created a line. If I hit the check mark down below, that line is now there. I can click on that line if I want to. Hopefully it will let me click on that line if I want to. There we go. And if I want, I could, change the color of it to red, or the thickness of it, or, whatever I want to do. So let's go back now, and we've got a line. That line comes with a measurement function as well, so we can know exactly how long that line is. If I want to draw a polygon or an area, I do the same thing. Using the vertex, I move it to where I want to go, and then click on it. Oops, I have to actually start it. I have to do the draw and measure again. Okay, now I'm ready to go. Sorry about that. And I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to move, and you'll see it creates another line here. But I can continue to click this line until I've got a polygon that I like. Okay, now I'm going to click right here, or put the line really close to the end of the vertex right there. Now this time, instead of just tapping on the phone again, I'm going to go down here to this function here, and now it's going to make that a polygon. And if I want, I can even modify that polygon and make it a different shape or size, like this, and click it again, and it tells me it will tell me what that size is once I click on it. When I'm done, again, I click on the checkbox right there, and it tells me what the size of it is. You will see as well, if you go down to the layer function right here, that now it shows I have an area there as well as 2 tracks and 2 place marks. So I'm adding data to this layer. So that's all for this week. Play around with this, get used to it. There's lots of help information that you can find about using Avenza Pro on the Avenza site, and I do have a link to that.